just want to thank you, Marius. Is that pronouncing it right?
Marius, yes.
Marius,
Yeah.
for joining me, the hub in Oslo, Norway, during an Inferno Metal Festival. It's truly an honor to be talking to you. I was able to get to meet you via our mutual friend Thomas Eriksson of Moik. So, and you graciously said, "Yeah, I'll be a part of the podcast." So, thank you.
Thank you.
So, what my format, basically, how I do things is just like to get your personal story of from when you were a little kid, like what interests you had in the beginnings to influence you playing music, going on to forming your first bands, up until now.
Okay. Well, I grew up in Oslo, Norway, and as a 12-year-old kid, I got my first metal album, not album, but single, from Kiss. Metal, I don't know if you can call it metal, but anyway,
Right.
And then gradually it's kind of grew, until heavy, and then thrash, and then I one day was introduced to Venom. Yeah. So I think from there it kind of escalated.
Right. Real quick.
Yeah. Then Mayhem, and then okay, that's the shelf I want to be in.
Right.
Yeah. So I started playing with this other guy, Sverd, and like I think it was like 14 years old or something. Yeah. And after a couple of years, we practicing, we had the opportunity to play with Hellhammer, who was new in Mayhem at that time.
Yeah.
And then this story goes very fast now. So no, it's so we recorded in a demo in 1989. Slow Death, with Euronymous as a producer at that time.
Oh, Euronymous produced it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And then we had Mr. Dead.
Yeah.
Pelle. He made the cover for it. So you see, Euronymous, Dead, and Hellhammer all involved in the project.
That's
so
amazing.
Anyway, that's now 30 years ago. In 2017, Mortem rejoined or started again. Yeah, and made a new album on Peaceville called Ransvart. Pitch Black, or
Oh, that's what it's called, Pitch Black. That's a translation.
Yeah. And was released in 2019. Yeah.
I remember I follow Peaceville, and I remember seeing the logo for Mortem.
Yeah.
Like whenever it came out, and I was just amazed at the lineup that I saw. The members that went on to go on and form Mayhem, Thorns, and I knew little about Thorns at the time, and I went back and listened to this record that you graciously gave me yesterday.
Yeah.
And it's top to bottom. It's just true. I mean, to lack of a better word, it's just everything that makes the black metal sound in Oslo what it is.
Yeah, some say it's kind of the old version,
right?
Yeah. So I guess that was a plan from Sverd. He was the constructor. He made the music. I was just there screaming a little. No, just kidding.
No. Did I read that right somewhere that you actually performed drums in the beginning?
No.
No?
The bass.
Oh, the bass.
Yeah.
Okay. I knew something else that you did.
Yeah. Well, you know, in 1990, I stopped playing in bass, and I stopped playing with Mortem.
Mm-hmm.
I started playing with Stigma Diabolicum, what became Thorns.
Right.
Yeah. And but I never played any instrument there. But in 1991, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so bad at remembering the dates. I started Arcturus with Sud.
Yeah.
And that's where I started playing again. But that was only one, the first single,
Mm-hmm.
My Angel and Morax. So when I had done that, I never played again. Like, played on the instrument.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I guess that's my whole career.
That's your whole career right there?
Yeah.
So, going back to your childhood days, when you heard your first Kiss album, were you more inclined to sing? Did you want to be a vocalist at the time, or did you want to start playing bass like Gene Simmons?
I think I want to be a vocalist.
Yeah?
Yes.
Okay.
All the time.
Besides Kiss and Venom, was there any other influences that made you this? I like the vocal range of this singer, or I like the way he performs on stage.
Okay. Yeah. Let me see. I always loved Dio.
Oh, Dio, yes.
Yeah, Ronnie, he had a way of performing. So I love that performance, and the dragons and all this stuff like that.
The imagery, yes.
Yeah, and I love Slayer. So his screaming is kind of I always want to do that, but I can't. It's not possible. He has this fantastic scream,
He
you know.
does.
Yeah.
It's a shame they stopped playing live.
Yeah.
It's called it quits after so many years. They still can go on. I know Kerry King's pretty pissed off about that.
Yeah, I read that. Yes, I would be too. if that was my job, you know. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, and I love the Kronos when he had this I don't care punk.
Yeah, it was all attitude. Just
yeah. So I love that, and in combination with what I can do with my voice, I think that's the thing I can do.
Yeah.
Perform.
So, if you don't mind,
Yeah.
if you don't want to talk about anything that's too personal, we could not discuss it, of course. But you mentioned Euronymous, you mentioned Pelle. You were very much involved with the second wave of black metal here in Oslo. Can you tell us what life was like back then? Because I mean, we as Westerners like myself, we see documentaries, we can read books, but it's another way of getting a true perspective from someone who was there. And I'd be remiss if I didn't ask you that, if what life was like back then.
This is the time between then 1990 and for me 94. So that time I was a young boy, like 18 to like 20, within there, and everything is new. The whole when we started the Helvete, the shop, the whole scene kind of got together.
There's a real close knit.
Yeah, because it was some people here and some people there, you know,
Right.
all around the country. But this one kind of got us to be unity. Is it called?
Yeah.
And when you have a lot of
I'm gonna close the door.
yeah, close the door.
And we're back.
Yeah. So when you have a lot of young people with a lot of emotions and inspirations and stuff coming together, it becomes a milieu. What do you call it? I'm so bad with words sometimes.
It's all right.
Okay. Community, kind of. Yeah.
Community, right.
Okay. Anyway, for me, it got more than just a shop, because I was working there,
Okay.
and I was contributing financially, you know, and it became kind of a club. And in this club, you met a lot of different persons and guys. Most of them we kind of knew of, you know.
Yeah.
But there's always someone new there, and fun, exciting times for me. I can't say anything else. I met this guy that they called Varg.
Varg?
Yeah. And he was not known of. I didn't know of him. None of the other guys know of him. We heard that he played in old funeral. But he didn't play that for a very long time, I think. He was a strange guy.
That's what I read, and that's what I heard from other members of the community over here that's been around in those days, like Miss Yannicke. She gave me some tidbits about the scene back then.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that she had mentioned, and I don't think I'd be disrespecting her if I repeated that.
No, I think that's she says it often.
Yeah.
Oftenly.
Yeah.
What do you call it? Yeah. Okay. Officially, or yeah. So no, that he had a lot of influence. So I think the first year with the shop open, it kind of was a shop and just a hangout
Place to hang out,
Yeah.
right.
But after a while, it got more intense. You know, I think that's in every environment, or if it's political or it's punk or it's whatever. Everything gets a little too extreme sometimes.
Right.
So this kind of grew into the known church burning and all this stuff. Young people really don't know what they...
How old were you back in 91, 94, if you can remember?
I was 19.
19?
In 91. Yeah. So and too stupid.
And you know, we were talking about this. A friend of mine from the States just the other day. It's like, you know, when you're that young, your mind's still developing. You're still figuring it out.
Yeah.
You know what life is all about.
Yeah.
And then, like you mentioned, you had a collective community that spent enough time together, and the politics and the extreme thinking just kind of like it just took off.
Yeah.
Because at that age, I mean, we're all live with like some hormones and emotions that we're just trying to deal with.
Yeah.
You know, on our own. So
yeah. And everything is black and white.
Right.
Absolutely. You are, you know, friend or foe. Isn't that what it's called? friend or enemy.
Yeah.
Nothing in between.
Yeah. All or nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you think that, and with all these feelings and all these intense things happening, kind of expanded and grew, and
Yeah.
but that also in music, I think. So if we hadn't done this, got together like this, I don't think the Doom Satanas Mayhem record would be the same,
right?
Because of the influence from Snorre. So I know Euronymous and Snorre, they went together and kind of put it together.
Yeah, they did. Like they were feeding off of each other, basically. You know, and that is one name that doesn't get enough credit. Enough is Snorre.
Yeah.
Because he is the one that he had the building blocks of the sound, I'd say. And Euronymous, obviously, he took what Snorre was doing, and they just together just built upon that and just created this whole subgenre of music. And it was and here we are now.
A lot of people means that the Bursum is actually the first one, before Mayhem, to be Norwegian black metal. Maybe. I think maybe Darkthrone has it's better, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah. I never liked Bursum, so
that is wild to hear from someone who's been around.
Yeah.
Because I'd be I mean, I've heard every album of Bursum.
Yeah.
And I think that maybe one, maybe two tracks of each album is okay to listen to. That's just my opinion. It's okay. I don't like you just mentioned. I mean, Darkthrone is where it is for me. I've always gravitated. That was the first band I was introduced to, as far as black metal is concerned.
Yeah.
Back in the States when the internet was first coming up, coming along. So and I mean, they're definitely responsible for me.
Yeah.
Being a part of this.
Yeah. Yeah. And they have so much more depths. I think. Yeah.
So much diverse sounds.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I love the fact that they just do what they want.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Now they can do, as I said, Ted said, it's so cool to be like this, but because when I do something wrong, it's right. Whatever I do, it's right.
Yeah.
Okay, so no, I think they are the first, but that's probably because personally, I really disliked Varg. Yeah. So I could never accept him. And you know what happened.
Oh yeah. I know what happened, and if anything, I don't want to turn this into how I say, everyone knows that what transpired back in the days where Varg and Euronymous, but I'm more interested in the friendship you had with Euronymous. I'm more interested in like what kind of person he was to you.
Yeah.
If you would like to talk about that.
No, he was a good friend. I think first time I met him was in '87. I think, and he was the metal guy.
Yeah.
He was so had so many strong opinions and kind of had this leadership character,
right?
And he was always really straightforward, telling you how everything is. He was a young boy as well,
right?
But still he had this character, and he was, for me, he was Mr. Metal He has, and we kind of grew into a good relationship with him, since we also work together and, you know, stay together every evening, you know, in the shop. I was working outside as well, you know, but every evening and every weekend we were together. And I so many people had so much negative thing to say about him, but I don't find that thing, because I knew him personally,
right?
You know, and yeah, what can I say?
Yeah, you know, it's been documented in different movies. I'm not the latest one that came out by Jonas Åkesson. That, I mean, because that one, I take that movie with a grain of salt, because
the movie,
yeah,
yeah, but that's a movie.
Yeah,
yeah,
and yeah, it's a movie. It's the main draw for that movie is just to get, you know, ticket buyers. But I've seen, my point is that I've seen a lot of people in the scene on different documentaries that had nothing but, you know, negative things to say about him. But what I think about my own personal opinion of Euronymous, and correct me if I'm wrong, please, he just seemed like a very driven individual, that knew what he wanted to do. He knew how to do it, and that was his life. That was his passion.
Yeah, yeah. He didn't always know how to do it, but but he tried.
Yeah,
yeah. And he has this optimism. So I'm gonna do the better next time.
Right.
So, but he always was like this. Better next time. Better next time. But he did it better next time then.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he was a strong opinion and very. He knew what he wanted. I think.
Yeah.
But I think as well, when he has this, all these younger guys kind of looking up to him. I think he had. He got some big thoughts about himself after a while. I think
so
maybe it's kind of
the ego naturally came about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and when so many young boys are together, you know, and they start doing the more extreme thoughts, and you know, you probably heard this before, but you couldn't say, "Have a nice day," you know.
Right.
You have a bad day, you know. Or everything is supposed to be flipped around, you know.
Right.
And you shouldn't say hi. You know, you shouldn't shake hands, or, you know, and no feelings. Everything like this, and it was more and more of this. So in the end, it was not a very pleasant place to be.
So I imagine. See, what I think about is like a family in a car going on vacation, and they're going on a road trip together. And it's like, you know, when it first starts out, everyone's happy. They know they're going to Disney World, but to get there, you got to maintain this relationship, and you're going to start rubbing people the wrong way with your own individual opinions, and you're like challenging each other, you know, as far as the personality is concerned and politics, whatever it may be. So yeah, I could see that. You know, you start, hey man, is this what it's all about?
But I think that in the end, when he got to move out from the shop and he had his own apartment and stuff like that, he changed again.
He did?
Yeah. So because I think he was kind of fed up with the very narrow
way of viewing things.
Yeah. And all the people in this close area together, you know, and that's become so how do you call it, so tight, kind of. So when he moved to an apartment, he could kind of breathe again.
He's feeling claustrophobic.
Yeah,
that's understandable.
Yeah. So yeah, that's where he was killed, you know. in his apartment.
Yeah.
And,
I went on that tour, and it was just a sobering moment for me.
Oh, you went to the tour?
I did.
Okay.
Yeah, I was very fortunate. I want to thank Miss Janneke again for hooking me up, because the tour was sold out, but she said, I'm going to send a message to Anders to hold a spot for you.
Yeah.
Just meet, and he did, and like I was totally blown away by that.
Okay.
And so I was able to go on a tour and see some sites that I have not seen last year when I came to Oslo for the first time.
Yeah.
And we went to the church that was rebuilt.
Yep.
And it was like, wow, like it just kind of just put it all together. And then hearing Anders, even though he did it a few times before this tour, you could tell that every time it's like reality sets in when we go to the apartment, when we go to the gate.
Yeah.
And it's I lost close friends of mine too, and I know that impacted me, and they died, maybe of natural causes, but to have a friend or even a family member that, died by, violent ways, extreme ways like that, it's just like, shit.
Yeah.
And that's so young too. It's tragedy.
Yeah.
There's nowhere else to put it. But moving forward, it seems like the community, after Euronymous' passing, the genre just kind of went and discovered new heights as far as the music, the atmosphere, the culture.
Absolutely.
Here. And so how long did you stay involved once Euronymous' passing?
About 1 year.
1 year?
Yeah, because I felt that the whole, everybody I knew was really close with, it was killed or in jail.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I felt that now it's time for me to do something else.
Right.
Okay. So I played for Arcturus for maybe a year, and then I couldn't find any joy, in the music. And I met my wife, so I did that instead.
Start a little family?
Started a little family, yes.
How many kids you got?
Only one.
Only one?
It's a little family.
One is all you need.
Yeah.
I have 2 sons of my own.
Okay.
And I've always told friends of mine, like, if you can manage 2, you can have 3, but I'll keep it at 2. It's fine.
It's enough with one for me.
Right. And so you started your family. You go to work. I'm sure you told me that you have a day job.
Yeah.
And what scratched that itch that you had to get back in the scene?
Oh, I think I always had want to write again, to write lyrics and stuff. So I had actually this lyric going around in my head for many years. Then I met Steinar Sved again in a shop, without no planning or anything. What do you call it when you just spontaneously, yeah. And I hadn't seen him for maybe 15 years. And then he was telling me about how many people asking about Mortem.
Really?
Oh, okay. Strange.
Yeah.
So many years ago. Yeah, but he wanted me to come to his place and we can just talk, and I think he had a little plan there.
Yeah.
So when I came there a year later, it took a year before I went there, so yeah. I was kind of ready for it, I think. I think the thought was, working in my head for the whole time there.
Yeah, because the whole time you felt like you got some unfinished business.
Yes.
And here's a time.
Yeah. And now I have a time. I have a kid, but now he's old enough, I can use my time to do what I actually think is funny.
Right.
not funny, but you know,
fun.
Fun.
Yeah.
So I went there. We played some of the old stuff. Slow death.
Slow death.
And it was like just opening the door to the old rehearsal place, you know, straight into the same character, but not with all the bad memories. They were kind of 30 years back, you know. So now a grown man and playing the same music again. It's like a dream.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
I imagine it is. I mean, to have your life come full circle after 30 years, you know, and playing the music that you want to play, and is, you know, you're living the best years of your life right now. I would think, you know,
maybe 10 years too late.
Nah, it's better late than never.
Yeah. But in a way, the I wish I could do this actually 10 years earlier. Yeah, because it's easier then, I think.
Right.
Yeah. But now, anyway, I'm here now, and I'm doing what I like to do, and we are keeping on playing, and now we are, you know, trying to make the new album.
Yeah.
Not trying to. You are making a
new album.
Yeah. So I hopefully will come out next year.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
And you'll be playing Inferno next year?
I don't know. I hope.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
But do y'all have any plans to tour or like play shows locally or anything like that?
I don't think it's going to be any long tours.
Okay.
No bus or shuttles like this through the Europe. I don't think so, because Thor, he's playing the bass in the band. He's playing from 1349, and Sad is playing for Arcturus, and Hellhammer is playing.
He plays for Arcturus and Mayhem,
and maybe one more band, I think. Yeah, and
he's a very busy man.
Yeah. And so everybody's so busy all around, and Swed has kids growing up now, 4 and 3, I think. So they are not. It's not possible to take long trips.
Right.
Yeah.
The musicians that's in Mortem is second to none. I mean, you just named off a cast of characters in that band that has so much influence, not only here in Oslo but universally.
Yeah.
And Hellhammer, he is one of, like, I've always gravitated towards drummers, and guitar players, and Hellhammer is one of those guys that you got to put him in the top 5 list of black metal drummers. If he's definitely number 1. I mean, he's just so influential.
Yeah, top 5, I think.
And I guess my question for you at this point is, like, whenever you were in the band in the beginning and back and now, is it the same type of magic feeling, like when you heard the first note and the drum tracks, and you start, you know, okay, I could put vocals over this? Like, did it come so easy?
No. No, because everything, how to make music now is different from before. When I was young, we had one rehearsal place. Everybody came and made music while playing.
Right,
you know?
Like a live band.
Now, one is living in Trysil. It's like 4 hours from Oslo, and the other one is like 2 hours the other way, and then so everybody do it through the internet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Record separate tracks and put it all together.
Yeah. So, but I go to Swed, so we try to have a kind of a rehearsal there. And to put lyrics on, I have to kind of you have to listen to the music many times, and you have to, it's a long process actually.
Develop like certain vocal patterns.
Yeah. And sometimes you have to ask other people, what do you think about this or this? And I have my wife, so I asked her, and I asked Sverd as well, So it's not like, now I know what I'm gonna do when I hear it. It's like, I have to work with it.
Yeah. That's amazing, because I do the same thing back home. Like, I thought I was the only one. I was like, am I relying too much on other people to get my process done? But that's really cool that you share the similar experiences as far as recording is concerned.
Yeah. I think it's important to have other people's opinion.
Yeah.
So but you have to choose what to really listen to.
Yeah.
And have their opinion from people that you kind of know or feel it's real what they're saying. But I'm choosing how it's gonna be in the end. So that's it.
We were able to spend a little time at breakfast talking about some of our some of the things we listen to, and I guess like what's inspiring you today to do you realize stuff that you grew up on, or you hear anything new that captures your ear, and like, you know what, I could do this, but I could do it my way, if not better.
Oh, whoa. How can I answer that? It's so many bands out now, and it's like much of sound.
Yeah.
So it's kind of difficult. I have to really take time to listen to different bands, and to find time, it's kind of difficult. But I actually found Watain.
Watain?
Yeah. I heard about them for many years.
Yeah.
But I never really listened to them. But now I really listen to them, and it sounds so great.
Yes.
It's really good. And but I have to kind of just move all the other background sounds of the bands,
right,
away to find the band that you really want to listen to. But I can say that's an inspiration, because it's not inspiration. I think it's just very good music.
Right.
My inspiration, it comes from all over the place. Sometimes it's folk music, and it's classical music, it's rock, sometimes metal, but it's from all the places.
Yeah.
And you have to find the feeling in the song, the core of it. How do I feel when I listen to this? And I want to take that and place it into my own music. That's not easy.
Yeah.
It's really difficult. And sometimes it works and sometimes it doesn't. So the next album we're making, we're going to use more time to get the right things in there. Because, just growling, screaming,
right? Right.
It's difficult to capture the sorrow or the
emotional
the emotional tour. It's more like the aggressive thing, you know. But this album, Round Svart, we have here, that's aggressive.
Yeah, very much.
It's not so much feelings instead of rage.
Yeah,
I think. So, but the next one, we'll see. It's a little rage there too, but I want to have the little feeling there. So I have to try to express it, but not. Again, but Mortem, he actually, when I listen to it, I remember now, he has given me some inspiration there, because he can actually get the feeling sometimes. So, okay, Mortem gives me then.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's great.
Okay.
And, man, I'm really curious of like what are your personal I guess wishes for Mortem at this point. You're recording a new album. What is something that you personally would want to come out of the situation with Mortem now?
Concerts.
There you go.
Yeah. Traveling. So that's, I guess, seeing new people, meeting new people, and new places, and performing and getting their feedback. From the people. That's the joy of it. Making music is also exciting and it's a good feeling to do it. But to get this back from the people through playing live, that's the greatest award.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the whole thing.
Yeah. And I mean, I will make it my point to come out and watch you live, if it's here at Inferno next year or wherever. Yeah, I definitely want to be involved.
Welcome.
Marius, thank you so much for your time. This has really been a pleasure. This hands down one of the best interviews I ever had.
And you say that to all the people.
I do, but no. This is definitely black metal. Everyone of who's come on my podcast knows that I'm all about black metal. I'm a metalhead. No, there's no doubt, but black metal is where it's at for me. It's always been, because again, like we talked about, the emotional pull it has in the music, and it's always brought me there. Emotionally, black metal has given me kind of my own identity, and I feel true to myself when I listen to it. And I think that's the point.
Are you proud when you listen to it?
What's that?
Are you proud when you listen to it?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Good. Very much so.
Good.
But yeah, this is no doubt to hear your words, hear your own experience and your history with black metal. It's just been truly an honor for me, and someone that's been there in the very beginning of it here in Oslo. It's eye-opening, to say the least.
Okay.
Yep. So thank you so much.
And thank you.
And I want to send a very personal thank you to Thomas Eriksson for introducing us.
Yeah. He's a great guy.
He's a great guy, funny. Got to know him and his wife while during this trip, and it's been a blast.
Absolutely. He's a funny guy.
You're very funny.
Yep.
Okay. Marius, thank you so much, my friend.
Thank you.